And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing FortressCraft Evolved. Alright, well, I just got in recording an episode, and I look over at OBS Studio, and there's an error on the screen that says, an unspecified error happened while recording. And, yeah, didn't record any of the episode. And, you know, that happens once in a while, but, man, I just couldn't believe it. I looked over and I was like, are you kidding me? But anyway, yeah, I covered, you know, the little system that I've got going on here for construction paste, and then we use some of the paste up above to create a little glass covering for this little opening here. So yeah, this was part of what we did. So yeah, we've got this covered now. Ooh, looks like we've got, yeah, we got an attack started, and I went ahead and kicked off the research for the advanced power grid. So we got that up and running now, and I'm not sure where all of our bug parts are going with these tall glow tube things. They could be dropping up on the top or something, I don't know. But here they come. So yeah, we just started, you know, we're just starting to get into some of this more advanced stuff here. Let's look at the recipes one more time before I go through, because we finished metal alloys, and I would like to get some alloys going, because we're going to want tubes and we're going to want a bunch of fun stuff. So if we look, the transport pipe here, he uses hardened and the crystal deposit, plus we're going to want the steel for creating the steel cutter heads. Look at that, low-grade steel and sugarlight. Interesting. Wears out quickly. I could use this. I'm not even sure if I have any sugarlight. I think I found some. How many though? Only 2. Yeah, I could use the 2 sugarlight that I got here to get some more, and I could use that on crystal, but I'm not sure what the durability of that is. Could be, really could be anything. So yeah, we're trying to work our way to get this excavator. We need the blue lasers, which is what we have going over here right now. So we are over halfway done. Well over halfway done. 30%. Oh, really? Oh yeah, 25, never mind. So we want, first, can't do, we're gonna need a hardened machine block. And that's nickel and titanium, but this is rather wasteful, because normally these are just 1 bar a piece. So we want to automate this, but we need that low-grade steel bar. So if we go to smelting, we see the alloy smelter here. We're going to craft, well, 1 of these or 2 of these. These are not cheap. I'm going to need to go down and get some more nickel, I think, before we get too deep into this whole process. I'm going to create quite a few storage hoppers for us. How many conveyor belts do we have? 149. We're going to top that off. We're going to want quite a few pyros. The steel smelter uses, I believe, 50 power per second. So we're going to create a bunch of batteries. Okay, so if we go over here, I carved out this little area here. And this is, you know, a little temporary spot that we're gonna create some of this stuff. So we're gonna have this go in, and then we're gonna have, let's see, how do I want to do this? If I put a logistics hopper there, I'm gonna want at least 2 pyros for the steel smelter. So I'm gonna have a battery on the kitty corner, maybe over, yeah, kitty corner here. I'm gonna have a pyro here and here. And that's gonna be roughly 42 power per second. which is just under what it actually needs. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to worry about it. So where did that smelter go? There it is. So there's the steel alloy smelter. And this requires 2 inputs, and it will give us a good amount of output. So we want this and this to be removed, this to be add, and we're good to go. So let's get a turntable here and hook this up. There we go. So now this is warming up. So this needs nickel and iron, and yeah, we're a little bit short of nickel. We used a bunch of nickel for the last research, and this one is using some titanium. Yeah, this is gonna really boost up our threat levels. We can't push enough power into that, and we've got quite a lot of power going into that battery. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fire this up. I'm gonna put some nickel in there, some iron in there, and this will consume quite a lot of that and give us that wonderful steel. We need to go down and nab some more nickel, and while I go down, do I need anything else before I go down? I might want, I don't think I need another drill motor, but let's go see. I could also, yeah, see, I can't bring pyros down here because they just won't produce any power. So you can't do like little temporary power setups next to your drills because it just doesn't work. I'm gonna pull that lithium, but I'm not gonna fill that up with power because I need the power. I need the power for other things. I'm gonna need to set up something down here as well for crystal. I think that was a pretty good sized vein right there of crystal. Yeah, that's a pretty good vein of crystal right there. This is gold. Yeah, I didn't fill that one up either. But we're going down for nickel. Mainly nickel. Head off. Starting to remember where everything is. I added a few more hoppers down here, as you can see. Just enough to just barely empty this out. So if I fill this whole thing back up again, that will clear almost all of Arthur's power out. Which is why I didn't want to fill up any of the ones above. And then I can take all this nickel out. Make sure we're all emptied out. Put a little bit back in there, and that should be enough to fill all those up again. So, good times. Let's go check titanium. Because these, you know, these new machine blocks, these are going to consume a vast amount of ore, and I want to make sure that we are set up for that. But the bars are all going to go down to the toxic factory, so eventually, yes, we're going to run into some problems. Okay, so let's head up to gold. We've got a little bit of power. 983 power left. I can fill up gold, and I'll have about 400 power left. Oh, hello. So this is all empty. I'm gonna put the magnetic drill motor in there, obviously. I knew one of these didn't have it. And there we go, 448 power. Good to go. Let's top that off and get out of here. grapple foo. I haven't lost my grapple foo in the move, which is good. And then the last little bit of power, we're gonna shove into lithium here. I could probably beam some power down here. I really wanted to. Oh yeah, I'm out of power. Yay! I have power again. I'm gonna charge Arthur up, and I'm just gonna absorb the power out of here. That way Arthur... So we got plenty of power. It just takes a while to charge back up again. So there we go. The sun is out, so I should stay maxed, and then Arthur will charge up pretty quick in that little charging bay there. Okay, let's go over here and check this. Yep, we have 200 low-grade steel, part of my recipe rebalance. Some people complain, some people do not. So I'm gonna put some gold in there. I've got 800 nickel. Wow, I'm managed to get exactly 800 nickel. That's a lot of nickel. Wow. Impressive. I have enough for 300 ore, and I can just add hoppers if I really, really wanted to. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is a lot of ore. I'm going to backtrack this as well, just to give a little bit extra out. Make sure that's all being fed. And this one can come out as well. So yeah, there's enough for 800 ore right there. Because I know next time I go down to nickel, I'm gonna have another 800 ore waiting for me. And hopefully that, once it's done, should be good enough. Now I gotta watch these. I had a couple smelters, when they sync up perfectly, like when I dump ore in there and these all sync up and grab at the same time, I had a problem where I had, right at the end, I had one ore in one and one ore in another, because they tried to pull out at exactly the same time. And they each got one ore. And so the next time I put ore into smelt, only one smelter was going for a while. So I have to watch. Yeah, see, there's one gold ore. And where's the other one? There's the other one. So that's the problem with that. So he got all of it. So one way to mitigate that is to just put like 10 ore in there, and that way they're kind of grabbing the ore in a sort of a cycle like that. And once this grabs it, I can dump more in. And let's consolidate some of these stacks here. That way when I actually put it in, it's a little bit faster. So there's 100. Let's just dump it in, whatever I can. It should all fit. There we go. All right, there is some nickel for our use, which is nice. And we've already got some nickel bars coming in. So yeah, that's 400 bars worth of nickel we just brought up, which will help get this going. So we've got the steel. So now I grabbed it already, so I'm going to move it down where all my bars are, and this is now going to be steel. And those can consolidate. Those can consolidate. And that, once that nickel is done, which it's gonna, it's gonna take a while, but once that's done, then I'll just throw in the titanium and the lithium that we've got. I might even grab some more lithium. Since we've got so much space now for extra goodies. I think it's time we get a little bit of crystal going. So we're gonna want an ore extractor. I've already got a battery. I've already got a Mk2 battery. How many hoppers do I have? 14 hoppers. That's good. We're gonna want a drill motor.
Crafting.
So
Crafting.
and magnetic.
Crafting.
We want a cutter head, just one, or we could do. That's 20%. That's 30%. It uses 2 sugar lights. Should we try the crystal? I don't think I've ever, in all of my games, used this crystal cutter head. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. There's so much sugar light in the world that I'm gonna try it. It's the most abundant gem. So we're gonna craft the crystal cutter head just to see how durable it is. I have no idea what its durability is. I know the steel cutter head. I know that thing uses. That thing has like. I think it has like 10,000 durability or something. So yeah, it's good for a lot of ore. Where am I at? Okay, so we should just drop down. Okay, where was that? There it is. All right, let me copy. Nice flat face here. And we're gonna just kind of light it up around here. And build this off the ground a little bit because camel bots, they're sneaky little buggers and they will try to pull power out of whatever. Okay, so this 27,500 durability. Wow. And it's telling me 15% efficiency, but it should be 30%. And so that worries me that math is so wrong. So yeah, we're gonna add a few hoppers down here. No, up here, maybe over here, a couple down here. There. How's that? That works. All right. So let's see how many ore per cycle this is going to give us. 16. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to put a battery on top. We're just going to push power into this thing. Arthur is again trying to feed me as much power as possible. There we go. I'm gonna grab all the crystal. It does spread around, which is what we want. But yeah, it does quickly spread. And for every one that you go away from the mine, you lose I think 1 or 2 capacity. So that one will fill up to 100. This one will fill up to 98. And this one will probably fill up to 96. So when I come down here again, I'll double check that, but it should be pretty close. It's 1 or 2, possibly more the further you get away. But it works out pretty well. All right, well, crystal is up and running. And where do I have crystal? I have crystal there, 87. I'm up to 87. So I got a little bit of biomass and a little bit of crystal ready to go. That is some good stuff. All right, I think there are some other veins around here. And there's a camel bot if I want to farm some organic rock. Because these things, oh, what are you doing? No. Yeah, cold cavern slimes drop titanium ore. So These guys. I just want one titanium out of this guy. Oh, how did I miss that? Okay. Just one titanium ore. Make sure I just want to make sure that I'm even. I have an even amount. Oh, I didn't scan that. Yay. And I don't think, I mean, I wasn't too thorough down here, but you just never know what you miss. So I think I got everything else. Just happen to have a plant right over here. I'm not sure where this even goes. I completely forgot why that's a thing. Ooh, there's a bunch of camel bots over here. And the reason I'm not doing the supercharge on the camel bots is the more times you hit them, the more organic rock you get out of them. So yeah, I'll go, if I set up a little farm in here, I could go from 16 organic rock to about 4,000 organic rock in just a couple hours. So organic rock, I've never had problems finding and using organic rock. How much? Wow, this is down quite a lot. Oh man, okay. I need to get out of here because my power is was way lower than I thought it was. Like I said, you use power very quickly in the cold caverns. It's deceptive. Okay, so a little bit more lithium. Let's go check our progress here. Okay. Nickel is doing really well. Okay. Now, let's look at the other manufacturing. So we have a hardened machine block, which uses 16 of all the tier 2, and the alloyed machine block, which also uses 16. And the advanced machine block uses 32 of those low-grade steel bars that we just made. And so these alloyed machine blocks, normally when you automate them, only take one of each, and then the alloyed will take 16 of each. So there's a big change there. So yeah, they're definitely worth automating. And once you do automate them, depending on your smelting, you can make just thousands of them. So I'm not worried about throughput right now. I do want to go see if there's any bug parts. Ooh, look at the bug parts that were waiting for us. I'm sure our threat probably went up. Unless this is part of the same attack. Nope, it went up. 1100. We're not quite at heavy yet. We're not quite at heavy levels. But we need to, I think it's about 14 or 1600, something like that. We'll start spawning heavies, and then it's gonna be kind of dangerous. I might, if I don't have any blue eyes by then, I don't really know what I'm gonna do if I don't, because that is a problem. We need those blue eyes for the Mark III lasers. It's kind of strange. Killed quite a few bugs, and I haven't come across one yet. Can I even make Mark III lasers? Yeah, I can't even make them yet. How is this thing doing? This thing is done. Look at that. It's done. So we want. Oh, of course, I need the I need the scanner thing. Oh yeah, I've also got that scan. All right, laser energy transmitter. Thank you. There's two of those because one's a recipe from the manufacturing plant and one is a recipe in your self-craft menu to upgrade previous versions. So yeah, we're gonna want the power core chargers I think we're good on that. I don't need any of these. Don't need any of those. And so yeah, I think the next thing that we're gonna want is either cryogenics or crystal dynamics. So 45 complex, 35 complex. I think we're gonna want crystal dynamics first, because I want to use the infused coal to power the cryogenic systems. Because I usually don't get a cryogenic system working until I get turbines. And I'm a little laggy in this game because I'm not really rushing to turbines. But yeah, I think I'm going to do crystal dynamics first, so I can get a crystal or a coal infused system going, and then I can do cryogenics. And once that is going, then I'll have infused coal to actually research the brutal cryogenics. That's 135 pods, and this is 110. So yeah, no, this is 105. So this will be slightly faster, and it's yeah, it'll work. I'll make it work. But that'll have to do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.